Welcome back, everyone, to our F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. This is episode 33, I do believe, and it is time for the French Grand Prix. Hope you are all having a fantastic Monday, wherever you are in the world. There is our facility, as it stands. Everything level 2, or Spec 2, I should say, apart from the training facility, which is Spec 3. You see all these upgrades that we've got coming in. I believe the first two will come in before the French Grand Prix and the second two after the French Grand Prix. So we'll have a look and we'll keep an eye out for that one there. We're doing a hell of a lot of shimmying today. The light is not good. Oh, don't you just love it when light is terrible, folks? I know, I certainly do love it. There's our sponsors. We're not far away from getting that level 20 sponsor. When we do, Jackie's not far away from going level 15 as well. So when we do that, we'll get her all ship shape and Bristol fashion, so that people will want to work with her in the future. I know I would prefer to work with her in the future. So let's take a look at the championship, shall we? And Jackie leads the way on 146 points. Followed by Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel, Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz, Danny Ricciardo, and Pierre Gasly, your top 10. Constructors, Mercedes, Chaseliner, then Ferrari, Red Bull, Racing Point, Renault, AlphaTauri, McLaren, Alfa Romeo, Williams, and Haas. Not in that order, though. Bring up the bottom. You can see Tatiana scored 23 points. Podium in Canada. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, folks, because amazing race. And only one car is yet to score, and that is young Nicholas Latifi. So, it's time to advance the time forward, see if we get everything. We get them bearings, that's brilliant. Some more sim training for Tatiana. Driver promotion filming comes in. We get the ICE durability, and now we've got to go to this invitational event. So, around Paul Ricard. And we're going to Paul Ricard for the race. Let's go do it then, shall we? Yeah. That didn't go well. We kind of we kind of sucked. We kind of sucked big time there. But that's fine. We won't in the race. Or at least we shouldn't in the race anyway. Right, so everything else has come in very nicely. Fantastic. You love seeing all of this. This is brilliant. Well, we didn't get one of the ICE things. So we've got enough resource points. We can get that on for the British Grand Prix. I would have rather it come in for the Austrian Grand Prix. But we can get it on for the British Grand Prix. That's no problem. We can do that for it. So yeah, we'll get that developed, and that'll be ready for the British Grand Prix. What we will do as well, we've got enough resource points. We may consider going for one of these general gearbox, these level 2 durabilities. And I'm trying to think which area would be best, and I'm thinking this gearbox durability would be brilliant. If we rush it in, we could get it. Well, even if we don't rush it in, we'll get it for the British Grand Prix. So yeah, why not go ahead and do that? And then if we get any more resource points, we can try and get another upgrade for Silverstone. If not for Silverstone, for Hungary, which is right after that. But in the meantime, folks, we are going to get practiced. We are going to get qualified. And we will see you on the starting line at the Circuit Paul Ricard for the French Grand Prix in season number 2.
Welcome along then to France, host of the world-famous Tour de France. But we're not talking 2 wheels today, we're talking 4, in a country widely thought of as giving birth to the art of motor racing back in the late 1800s. We've come a long way since then, and you're about to find out how far. It's time for the French Grand Prix. We have 15 corners here at the Circuit Paul Ricard, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. The rain is coming down and making for a slippery racing surface, but luckily there is plenty of runoff available, and hopefully we'll be able to avoid bringing out a safety car during today's Grand Prix. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Iceman lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo and Ocon, Vettel, Leclerc, Albon and Sergio Perez. Norris, Gasly, Tatiana Calderon and Giovinazzi, Fiat, Sainz, Kimi Raikkonen and Lance Stroll, Magnussen, De Vries, Russell and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Now we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Oh dear, I forgot to switch that off. Yeah, what position was it? P1, that's where we qualified. And you can see that the rain is really coming down here at the Circuit Paul Ricard. Not good. Not good. It's going to be a one-stop, but look at that. The rain is going to be easing off towards the end here. So, could switch on to the intermediates at the right time. Depends on strategy. We do like that word. Strategy. So, yeah. I think it's time the girls went and did their thing then, shall we? It's lights out and away we go, and as usual in the wet, Jackie gets an absolute flyer of a start, folks. She is going to be down into turn 1 before the Red Bull there, and whichever Mercedes that was back there, I think it's Lewis Hamilton back there. And she is off into the distance. Good Lord, hello, how you doing? This is the kind of Jackie we love showing up each and every single week. Look at that, you can barely see the track when it's wet. I tell you what, that Red Bull, I think that's, is that Alex Albon? It looks like Alex Albon back there with Lewis Hamilton. Oh, you see the puddles absolutely forming as we come through turns 6 and 7, now onto the Minstral Straight, heading down to the Minstral Chicane, and then the second part of the Minstral Straight into the double left. Sorry, double right-hander, as Jackie brakes very nicely and into the chicane she goes. It's going to be all about if we can keep this wheel slip to an absolute minimum today. Because if we can keep it to a minimum, I'm pretty sure she's going to end up winning this race, and that would be the ideal scenario. She's never won. I've never won personally on Paul Ricard. Oh, it's Verstappen and Bottas. I got that completely wrong. Hamilton's behind Bottas. Not for the first time Ian gets it completely wrong at Paul Ricard through turn 12, and now through turn 13, heading towards turn 14. You'll see the pit lane entrance on your right. Well, you might see the pit lane entrance on your right. You don't know yet, but through the last corner, and it just looks like she's got the momentum, as you would expect. Now, we're going to start seeing pit stops here, because here comes Sergio Perez. Now, remember what he did in Canada, folks? He pulled an absolute strategy, and he went onto these. He was the first guy onto the intermediates at Canada, and now it's come as no surprise he's going to be the first guy to make his move in the pit lane. So what we're going to go to, Sergio? Let's see. He's going to go to the intermediates. That's a good call, I think, because the oh, look at them tracks. As one of the Alphas in. I think that's Kimi Raikkonen back there. And you can see this is a good straight because the rain isn't as intense as it was earlier, but it's still coming down in absolute spades. And we're now going to go, look at that. We've got one of the Red Bulls, literally, that's Max Verstappen, literally on Jackie's tail, as he now goes into the pit lane. And he's bringing a train with him. Who we got here? We got Bottas. I think, oh no, the Mercedes are going to double stack here. We've got Bottas and Hamilton at the same time. It's going to be an absolute disaster down at the Silver Arrows. Look at that. Now he's going on to the intermediate tyres. Bottas is gone. He's on the intermediates as well. Let's see who else is back there. One of the Ferraris came in. I think that's Charles Leclerc. I think that's Charles Leclerc back there. You just never ever know with this game. Never ever know who is where. Oh my God! It's such a dangerous pit lane here at Paul Ricard. They've got to get it sorted. So they've come out in front of Perez, which is strange, I must say. But we're going to go now on to, what lap are we on here? We're on lap number 7 here. And you can see that it looks like George Russell is about to retire here. Because he's going awfully slowly out the Minstrel chicane. He's going very slowly, in fact. Is George Russell? Yes, he is. George Russell's about to retire here. And he'll park it up on the right here, I bet you. And that'll be a safety car. Will that be a safety car? Yeah, he's parked it up on the right. That should be a safety car. So this is Jackie's time to come and pit out. Look at that. Renault made a very last minute call there to come into the pit lane. And the rain is still coming down here, but it's not quite the weather for dry tyres yet. It's not quite. I don't think it's going to be either. I think we're going to be on these tyres for the rest. Well, we're going to go on to a set of intermediates here. But that's going to be an absolute strap call as on go the Inters. And we've basically gained a free pit stop here. So this should see Jackie out, back in the lead, right place, right time. Thank you very much. Let's get going. Let's get going, let's get golden here. But it doesn't bring round lead because you've got Esteban Ocon still on the wet tyres. Then you've got one of the McLarens, I believe that's Lando Norris there. And one of the Alpha Tauris, that's Gasly there as well. And Kevin Magnussen. They've not pit yet for the intermediates here, and there's Jackie. Oh, Jackie's trying to time this perfectly to get. Somebody dived in the pits back there. I think that was Nick De Vries. It looked like one of the Williamses, but Jackie tried to time that restart absolutely perfectly. It didn't quite work for her, so she's going to have to sneak in behind Kevin Magnussen here and probably stay there for the rest of the race. But if she's on the better tyre here, she wants to get these cars out the way quickly. And look at the... Oh, she was almost drifting through turn 1. And she's disposed of Kevin Magnussen absolutely quickly, absolutely fantastically. Thank you very much. Goodbye. God bless. Woo! Now, the chase is now on to see... Where's Esteban Ocon? Esteban Ocon was leading this race, was he not? Where's Esteban Ocon? Did we lose Esteban Ocon somewhere around here? Esteban Ocon, will the real Esteban Ocon please stand up as the Red Bulls go 3 wide down the Minstrel Straight with Kevin Magnussen? Who's going to get the better of that as Albon and Verstappen fight each other? And it looks like Albon in front of Verstappen. And Albon is effectively P2 if he gets his foot out of his ass. Then again, this is Alexander Albon. He generally doesn't get his foot out of his ass. As whoa, there goes Ricardo. I think that was Bottas going past Kevin Magnussen. Kevin Magnussen's a sitting duck. He's an absolute sitting duck on those wet tyres. And speaking of sitting ducks, it looks like Jackie's just passed Gasly for P2. I still want to know where Esteban Ocon's gone. He's not coming to pits. So in effect, Lando Norris leads this race because Esteban Ocon's gone disappearing. Will the real Esteban Ocon please stand up? It made Jackie to lead, and she's looking down the inside of turn 3. Oh, that's tight. That's very. Oh, that is fantastic driving. To the lead, folks. And we will see you later. She's put the 2 wet tyre runners in between her, which will always work. Now, the bombardment of Kevin Magnussen continues here, folks. Here comes Sergio Perez. I believe that looks like Danny Kvyat right behind him. See if we can see Esteban Ocon, where his whereabouts are, because Esteban Ocon is the calmest. There's Tatiana right there. So Tatiana might score a couple of points here today. As there go, oh, Magnussen's sliding all over the place. He's just on the wrong tyre. Kvyat's about to go past him. He's trying to fight Danny Kvyat. That's not going to work because Kvyat's just going to drive around the outside. I believe that's Sebastian Vettel right behind him. Now watch this down the Minstrel Straight. This is just going to be an absolute bombardment, folks. Tatiana's smart. Oh, Tatiana's stuck behind an Alpha. 3 wide behind him. Tatiana's going to dive right up the inside of Kevin Magnussen. Catch him with his pants around his ankles. And that'll put Lewis Hamilton in the danger zone. Vettel's gone past Kevin Magnussen. You got to feel for him here because he's on the wrong tyre. His team didn't bring him in. There goes Lewis. And next up to pass him should be Kimi Raikkonen. Or is that Antonio Giovinazzi? Well, we'll have to wait and find out. But the woes continue here on lap number 12 for the Dane as the Alfa Romeo is about to pass the Haas in a straight line. That's Ferrari on Ferrari power. Kimi Raikkonen to the outside of turn 1, and that's Kevin Magnussen dispatched with. Here comes Charles Leclerc now. What is Leclerc doing down that far? He's got Giovinazzi right behind him, the Italian. And they were almost 3 wide into turn 3. That wouldn't have worked. I swear, folks, that would have been a disaster waiting to happen. Absolute disaster. There goes Leclerc. Now, we're going to actually concentrate on someone else here because Alexander Albon has pulled his finger out. He's going to try and get Pierre Gasly here for P3. He's going to be down the Minstrel Straight. This should be candy from a baby. Verstappen is lurking as well. Oh, he's gone very wide as the man Gasly. And there goes Alexander Albon into P2. At any moment now, we'll see more woes for Kevin Magnussen. You can see this coming. Here comes Verstappen to the inside. Verstappen to the inside of turn, don't quite know what it is, but he's got him and move him up into P4. And next up is going to be the Renault. Told you we'd see more woes for Kevin Magnussen here. It's going to be Charles Leclerc next past him. Antonio Giovinazzi might be the next one past him. Oh, you can see Carlos Sainz back there, passing Romain Grosjean in the background. That's going to be for a lowly position. There's another Renault back there. Is that Esteban Ocon? Is that Esteban Ocon back there? Lance Stroll's about to breeze past Romain Grosjean here. Oh, no, sorry, that's Nicholas Latifi. I do apologise. Romain Grosjean retired, if you remember, Ian. But you don't remember, do you? As we go to the battle for P2 now, and Alex Albon is a man on charge. But I think it's going to come too little too late. Jackie's gone down the road. And Alex Albon's going to pass Lando Norris for P2. It's all about, can Lando keep Max Verstappen behind him and keep this podium? My answer to that question will be no. Because, yeah. And Gasly's being passed back there. Who's passing Gasly? Oh, Danny Ricciardo's trying to have a go. But that's not going to come to nothing. Meanwhile, back with Kevin Magnussen here. Carlos Sainz is about to come past him. And this is for P16. So Kevin Magnussen goes from basically a podium to literally nothing. And I do mean literally nothing. And there he goes. Now, will we see who will we see next? We should see Pierre Gasly there. There's Danny Ricciardo. He's going to P. Or is that Esteban Ocon? No, that is Ricciardo. No, that's Ocon. Well, hold on, what's Ocon? How did Ocon end up there? I'm confused how Ocon's ended up there. Will Mercedes get past Gasly here? I don't think he's going to, but Tatiana's pretty close to some points here. As Kevin Magnussen's woes continue, he's about to be passed by Hollywood Lance Stroll for P17. And this should be candy from a baby down the Minstrel Straight. It is absolute candy from a baby. And move him up another position. And that's, yeah, I think that might be the end of the road there for Magnussen. Although, look at Danny Ricciardo. So that's Ricciardo back there. How did Ocon? No, hold on. Hold on. That is Ocon. I'm pretty sure that... I know who this is, though. And I'm pretty sure we all know what's about to happen here. I think this is going to be 4 in a row. If you had 4 in a row in your books, you win. Jackie, P1, darling. Woo!
Great job. You've done everything we wanted today.
All about being in the right place at the right time to change those intermediate tyres. Alex Albon, quite rightly so, driver of the day. finally pulled his finger out of his ass.
Another superb French Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
You're thoroughly exhausted. How do you think I feel? Take that selfie, girl. See if you can get one with the boys there. The old Red Bull boys. Pop that champagne. Spray that guy who went up there with you. Alex Albon is celebrated as well like an absolute madden. Oh, you love to see this, folks. Cue Chris Jericho, everybody.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Iceman increases their championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
It's an interesting one today. On balance, I think I have to call out Alexander Albon. A really solid drive from him today, and one that he and his team should be proud of.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
And what is the next one? The Red Bull Ring? Right place, right time. Thank you so very much. 'Tis P1. Oh, lovely. And she's joined on the podium by the two Red Bulls, Alex Albon and Max Verstappen. Daniel Ricciardo P4, Lando Norris, great finish for Lando P5. Bottas, Gasly, Perez, Kvyat, Vettel, your top 10. Look at that, Tatiana just misses out by 0.4 of a second on a point. But I will take a P11 from her because she has shown great improvements this season. And I think you will all agree there. And only one DNF, and that was George Russell when he parked it at the side of the circuit and brought out the safety car. But yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with that. I can live with that. So let's go and see if Claire has any interview questions for us all. So obviously no questions from Claire today. She didn't want to answer everything, but you can see here Jackie is a lock to beat Charles Leclerc at the Red Bull Ring. Helter, yes, thank you very much. Look at this acclaim we're getting though for the team. That is a big jump in acclaim. That big jump in acclaim right there. That was freaking awesome. 1.63 million in the bank, girls. Another 100,000 there, so no damages either. We move up to 13.02 million. Give us that money so we can spend it on something. There we go. And we get our running costs in as well. We've got to renew a sponsor, I think. We will certainly have a look at renewing this sponsorship. Or we may have a look at someone else. Now, we've already got Sudo on the car. And with the momentum we've got going at the moment, I don't see why this team can not go for podiums all the time. I mean, that's what Jackie's fourth victory in a row. That, I think you'll all agree that is just absolutely destructive form. And for a car that is now on 102 difficulty, that's pretty awesome. Now, obviously we'd like to have Sudo. There's some on here that you're not gonna get, and we know we're not gonna get. But we're gonna go for the right one that is for us. And if I'm being honest, the right one for us is I feel like we need to have a clean race. That's a pretty sunburst. What's this one? Score more points than the team directly above you. I suppose you could do that one. I think we need to be looking at really pushing ourselves here. And I tell you what, what's this one here? Zanzare. If we can get podiums all the time. Look at that gold bonus, folks. $608,000. Are you kidding me? That is a hell of a lot of money. Can you imagine, compared to the bonus we were getting for pay night? That's just incredible. So get on our car. I know we can get that around the Red Bull Ring. I'm aiming for a podium. We're aiming for a podium for Jackie, definitely there. Maybe Tatiana as well. But, oh my god, I don't really know. As far as what we're going to do before the Austrian Grand Prix, I think we need to look at possibly... I'm trying to think what would be the best, and we'll get some weight training done for Tatiana. I think we want to really, really ramp her up. Start ramping her up. Seeing as how we got 13 million in the bank, and we know her contract renewal is coming up at the next Grand Prix, we will look at potentially putting something else on the car. But as far as the R&D goes, I think we need to look at potentially now starting to improve the aerodynamics on this car, but we can also improve the durability at the same time. We'll have a think about that. But these chassis upgrades. When can we get these chassis upgrades? I'm trying to think when the best time to get these chassis upgrades is. If we go standard, we get it for Hungary, and we need it for Hungary. But if we rush it, we could get it for the British Grand Prix. We'll go for that, I think, guys. But let's get 25 likes on the video, if you'd be so kind, guys. Thank you all so much for watching if you've got this far. Do get subscribed for more F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, more NASCAR Heat 4, more Marvel Spider-Man, and certainly more whatever we play on Sundays. I believe it is Death Stranding this week. Stay safe out there, be kind to one another, and we will see you on Wednesday for more F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, folks.